6 minutes after the hour of 6 a.m., it's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 50 degrees outside. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the KMMS Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. Shane and Tom is in Canada somewhere. We're not sure. We're not sure where he is. He's, I don't know. We don't know where he is.
Yeah, on the side of a hill in Kamloops with no Skype. Oh, this is great.
yeah. Shane will be on the phone. We can still see each other, but he looks like one of those flip cartoons. His head's kind of bobbing around, from side to side. So. Yeah,
apparently I look like a Japanese anime.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently, they don't have they just have a tin can of string for internet in Kamloops.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Cantaloupes. That sounds like a foot fungus of some kind. Yeah, Dad had cantaloupes,
No. Be nice. Be careful.
I'm trying. I'm trying. All right. Okay. Well, good morning, Shane. How you doing, man?
Well, cold. It's cold today. It's overcast and cold and windy, and that's heading your way.
All right. Yeah, we are. We're looking at some. We're looking at some cold temperatures coming along our way. Even a small smidgen of snow. I doubt if that's going to happen, but it's in the forecast, so we don't care. Let's see. We're looking for a high of 70 degrees today, 40 the overnight low. Scattered thunderstorms around the area. You're going to get some thunderstorms, about a 60% chance on your commute home starting about 3 or 4 o'clock. So be aware of that. And Thursday, 57 all the way down to 57 will be the high, 38 the overnight low. And again, rain will start about 2 in the afternoon, and you'll be commuting home in it more than likely. Thunderstorms around the area. There's about a 80% chance of thunderstorms in there, so you're going to get something starting around between 2 and 4. And those are going to continue through the evening. And then there's, as I mentioned, just that slight smidgen of snow in the forecast, but I don't think anything's going to happen with it. Friday, a high of 54. Keeps going the wrong direction for spring. 41 be the overnight low. There are showers, but they do taper off to about a 30% chance on Friday. Saturday, 59 degrees, 41 will be the overnight low, and the rain stays in there consistently all day, about 30% or so, 30 to 40%. And then on Sunday, we start going back up in temperature, and the rain phases out. 67 will be the high on Sunday, 45 the overnight low, and partly cloudy. And then there's isolated thunderstorms, but only about a 30% chance. On Monday, high of 70. And then the rest of the week, 73, 77, 80, and 79 with almost no chance of rain in there. So probably starting Tuesday, we're going to move toward July, I guess, and get a little warmer maybe. So I don't know. Temperatures around the area right now. Livingston is 47 degrees. Manhattan's 49. Three Forks is 50. Gallatin Gateway is 50. Ennis is 47. And at the airport over in Belgrade right now, they are 50 degrees. And we're right at 50 degrees here in our lavishly appointed studios, of course, in downtown Montana. Or downtown Bozeman, Montana, I should say, at 9 minutes after the hour. So that's your weather for this morning anyway. So plan your week accordingly, and should be fun. If you like rain.
And open your drapes right now and make sure the weather is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Because we want to be correct here. We don't want to be.
Well, that's true. I'm looking out Michelle Wolf's window over on the Moose, and it just looks dark out there. So I don't know.
See, my point exactly. Unfortunately for Tom, he is doing this in 21st century style, and having no window to look out at all.
I know. Yeah, this is.
If what he has to say is true, because if it's sunshiny out there, and
I would know, but. Yeah, I just see a few leaves blowing on the tree out there, and I don't know. It looks gray and nasty, and I think Michelle just puts up pictures on the wall of different weather patterns, for me to look at, so I can look like a fool when this is all wrong. Well, yeah. So just in case, heavy hail on the way.
That's right. Yeah, throw some
just in case.
Some hail,
just in case. There's snow. There's hail. Yeah, look for funnel clouds and hurricanes as we go along this morning.
That's right. That's right.
Well, all kinds of things happened in this day in history. 1586, English colonists sailed from Roanoke Island, North Carolina, after failing to establish England's first permanent settlement in America. Because they didn't do that till, 1620?
Well, that's right. And keeping in mind 1492.
Yeah, that's true.
When Columbus. So, it's an interesting story. It's nothing serious to get into, but they sort of disappeared around 1590. It's a lost colony. No one really knows what happened, whether they were taken by Indians or sailed away to somewhere else that they've never been able to determine. The things that are important are the two people that supported it were Sir Walter Raleigh. He is the Sir Walter Raleigh of English fame, a ship captain, and his partner in supporting Roanoke was Sir Francis Drake, and of course he's famous in the Elizabethan era of Elizabeth I, of maybe having been the one person she loved and had the affair. But they put the money up for the colony and lost their investment because it disappeared. Virginia Dare is probably the most important of because she was the first English child born in the New World, and her parents were Anna. I've never heard of this word. Ananias Dare and Eleanor White, obviously English.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but anyway, good for her.
Yeah,
she was a. I could see it now. The doctor smacks her on the bottom, and she says, "All you immigrants, get the hell out of my country."
Well, I'm waiting for Senator Warren to say that she's a
a descendant of Virginia Dare.
Yeah, she's a descendant. It wasn't the Indians. It was
That's
Virginia.
Right. It was Virginia.
Original,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
All right, there you go. Well, in 1862, on this date, slavery was outlawed in U.S. territories. Even though there was Civil War going on, the Western territories, I guess, slavery was made illegal. I'm not sure. Well, I guess the law extends out that far. Judge Roy Bean,
right.
Judge Roy Bean will take care of it.
Yeah, right. I think just an anecdote here. There was an act before this atrocious decision. It was called the Compensation Act of 1861, where the U.S. government passed this act stating that they could seize anything of the Confederacy, including slaves.
Yeah.
Of course, they were freed then in the North. But in 1862, with states wanting to or having voted to become states from being territories, the decision was made by the Congress that they would not be allowed to have slaves. And then, of course, it led into January 1st, 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation by then President Lincoln to freeze all slaves by the U.S. government, 3 million at the time, that were in designated Confederacy areas. So a lot of stuff happened very quickly. Just did. But it kept moving.
That it did. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, in 1903 on this date, Baseball Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig was born in New York City, died of ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Had a disease named after him, unfortunately. But what a great baseball player, the Iron Man of baseball, before his record was broken by Baltimore Cal Ripken.
Well, that's just one thing. Yeah. We always take measure of the Iron Horse because he was an all-star 7 consecutive times, a Triple Crown winner, which, this isn't the horse race, okay?
Yeah.
This is where he had a batting average. He led the lead in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in, folks.
Yeah.
Runs batted in. This guy was unbelievable. And this is the other thing. His career batting average is 0.34% vote. That means 3.4 of the times he went to bat during a game, three and a half times out of 10, he hit something.
Yep, got somewhere.
That's right. His slugging average was .632, meaning people getting a hit and moving on, and his on-base average was 4.47 or .447. Every time I read these, he hit 493 home runs.
Yeah.
And had 1,995 runs batted in. He's the greatest, but by the numbers, the greatest player ever. He really is.
Yeah, pretty good. Yep, he was pretty good. Died at 38, unfortunately.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. So there you are.
Yeah, because you get to talk about Father's Day. Go ahead.
Okay, 1910, Father's Day was celebrated for the first time in Spokane, Washington. So. On this date.
And that's it. And here it is.
That's all there is, yeah.
Except it did go worldwide and what you'd consider viral.
Yeah. Well, we had a Mother's Day and everybody said, well, Dad needs a tie or something, So.
Of over 180 countries, of 192 have a Father's Day.
All right. There you go. Let's see. We got to take a break, and I guess we didn't have any Noxatril all week, and I thought maybe they ran out of free samples, but apparently they have not. So if you got kids eating breakfast or whatever, and you don't want to hear about performance, whatever, and all that stuff, then you may want to turn down our Montana News and Agriculture. Well, that's about 4 minutes long, and then we got Hayes Dental Group, and then we got Noxatril. So there you are. So
I'm hoping to hear some Barry White there, Mayor.
Yeah, right. I need some Barry White after Noxatril, I guess, don't we? All right. Well, you've been warned. So
yes, exactly.
All right. Montana News and Agriculture, we got to take care of our farmers, ranchers, cab drivers, all the people that bring you food, clothing, and booze. Here they are right now, so stay tuned. 24 minutes after the hour of 6 a.m., it's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 51 degrees outside. Tom Eaglehoff, your morning mayor, in the house. Shane Taubman in Kamloops, Canada.
Yes, indeed.
And half man, half amazing, of course. Well, we're talking about this day in history. 1917, during World War I, King George V changed the British royal family's German-sounding name, Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, to Windsor, the House of Windsor. So that happened back in, I guess, King just waves the wand and away you go, right? Isn't it?
Well, it sort of works that way, King Henry VIII changed a lot of things, but this was sort of important because his dad was from Germany and married Queen Victoria, and they had a gaggle of princes and princesses. Yeah. So anyway, ultimately he ended up, and of course this continued on right till to Elizabeth I. Today, Mountbatten wanted to change the name to Mountbatten again.
Yeah.
And of course, the Queen said, "No, we're going with Windsor. The House of Windsor is the House of Windsor."
Don't they still have some Mountbattens over there, though? Don't they still use that name? I was going to say, I think that name's still in use. So. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, 1934 on this date, Federal Communications Commission was created, the FCC, that determined there's 8 words I can't say.
Yeah, it's like I thought you had freedom of the speech until the FCC came along.
I know, yeah. How come I can't? How come I can't vent? With a few expletives right here and there. Yeah, even Nixon had expletives on his tapes. Come on, the president can do it.
Anyway, it was formed June 19th, 1934, 84 years ago, and of course, it came in to come in and regulate what was now a new industry. So it would be like comparing, social media, which hasn't been regulated yet, even by the FCC.
Well, that's true.
They only have a couple of thousand employees, and they only spend $380 million a year regulating, which basically now is FM, AM radio, on ABC, NBC, and CBS, and the public broadcasting.
Yeah, cable's immune. They can say whatever they want to over on cable, of course. And
that's right.
Yeah. Well, the other interesting thing about that, Shane, is the 5 greatest inventions of our time. Automobile, flight, telephone, the electricity, and radio and TV, all regulated by the government. Every single one regulated.
There should be 6. The righteous eagle man should be on that list.
Well, that's true. Okay? Yeah,
because you were created in that period of time.
That's right.
Well,
I was.
The great thing is, it took comedians to challenge the FCC, and even the American Civil Liberties Union.
Yeah.
A liberal bastion, supposedly, of freedom of speech, never supported those guys. They had to defend themselves with their own money against the U.S. government for, saying any of these terrible words.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Gosh, yeah. Well, on this date in 1961, the Supreme Court struck down a provision in Maryland's Constitution requiring state office holders to profess a belief in God. There you go.
I know, no. That's it's pretty clear. You can't determine someone's
faith
for office. Use their faith as a reason not to put them in office, and goes back, to Thomas's famous letter of January 1st, 1802, as president, where he said to Danbury Baptist Association, Connecticut, "We cannot allow the crossover of church and state."
Yeah.
And so it's been an ongoing issue in your country, but it's one of those things that created your country.
Yeah,
it'd
be nice if he never wrote that letter, or nobody found it, or whatever. But
yeah, it was one of those letters no one found.
Yeah. If we somebody should have burned that thing.
Yeah, that's right. It started a long 200-year argument. Yeah, and they're still arguing over it.
All right, we got to take a break. Get out of here. Hey, don't forget our poll of the day. We're asking who would you vote for mayor? We've got the 2 people who have put their name in the ballot so far. So go to KMMSAM.com or AM 1450 KMMS on your smartphone. And hey, on your smartphone, don't forget our app chat. Right next to listen to us, you'll see the app chat button. You can just send us a message directly right from your phone, and it works great. So send us an app chat or text us at 478-8298, either one. And, hey, don't forget our website, KMMSAM.com, or our Facebook page, Facebook.com/KMMSAM. Don't forget the AM on there. All right, Shane and I'll be back with more right after the news. 23 minutes for the top of the hour. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 53 degrees outside. We're looking for a high of 70 today, somewhere in that vicinity anyway, hopefully. A little rain in the forecast, and we're talking a little bit about this day in history. On this date in 1964, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was approved after an 83-day filibuster in the U.S. Senate. Shane, who in the world would filibuster against civil rights? Who could do that? What party would do that kind of... that sounds pretty despicable, doesn't it?
Well, I love the setup. The Democrats, the party of slavery,
really?
Jim Crow.
Really? It was the Democrats?
And this is the blessing. A Democrat from Texas, a hardcore redneck Democrat from Texas, had to convince the party that they were going to lose it if they didn't change their ways. So along came Vice President Johnson, who was actually the Senate Majority Leader before being Vice President under Kennedy, and then of course after the assassination became president, ascended to that position, and was elected in 1864 against Barry Goldwater. But the important thing for the listeners out there to know is this was not the first Civil Rights Act. The first was 1866. And before that was the Voting Rights Act.
Yep. And
the fascinating thing about the Civil Rights Act actually defends what it is to be an American citizen. So then you had the Civil Rights Act of 1864, 1868, 1987, 1968. You've been busy developing civil rights in your country for a very, very long time.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the consternation of the Democrats who basically fought it all the way.
There you are. Let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Caller, you're on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shay. What's up?
Hey, this is Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
So the civil rights thing, it's kind of funny that you bring that up today because Danny Glover and some other prominent black people were down in Washington, D.C. talking about reparations.
Yeah.
And which is silly.
I think so.
It's the reparations for slavery was paid with the blood of the white people that died in that war, right?
Yeah. What about the reparations for the American Indian? What about the Japanese? What about the Chinese coolies building the railroads? What about those folks?
And what about Kamala Harris? Her grandparents had African. They were black and they were in Jamaica and they had slaves. What about those slaves? Are they going to get reparations because of Kamala Harris?
And how much? And for how long?
Yeah,
that's absolutely right. So this whole thing is,
that guy Spartacus. How far back? My ancestors were slaves in Italy. I want some reparations.
There you are.
Well, and so that brings me to another point that slavery wasn't an American institution. It was not. It was a British institution that when we won our independence.
Yeah, they were there way before we were.
Right. So the British are the ones that brought slavery. They normalized it. They brought it here, and we were left with it. And we had to figure out how to deal with it, and we did. Yeah. So that whole deal is it's crazy that they're trying to do that. But it brings me to a bigger point that I figured out why Russia is now hated by the left. And the reason that Russia is now hated by the left, they used to be loved by the left during Gorbachev's reign and all that. Mm-hmm. But what's going on, if you look globally, all the white people, all the white countries are being done away with. There's no, like South Africa, they're killing all the white farmers down there. If there was a white race, a white nation that was doing what the South Africans are doing to the white people, the president of the United States would be in there killing the white people. But South Africans are killing white farmers. Europe is now Middle Eastern. The United States is going to become Central American nationality. Russia is the only country on the globe right now that does not put up with the crap of marginalizing or what's the word I'm looking for here?
Dehumanizing?
Well, no, not dehumanizing, but what's going on?
Devaluing?
The white majority, they're getting rid of the white majority population globally. Because globally we're already a minority race, right? So, but in all the white nations, they are systematically getting rid of the white majority in those countries. There is no country for white people except for Russia. And yesterday, I think it's kind of funny. Aaron was talking about on his radio show. They were talking about the use of the N-word and that kid that got kicked out of that college.
The Harvard kid, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, but there were black people on CNN using the word cracker.
Oh yeah.
So I can say cracker and honky on your radio show and on Aaron, and he will never complain. But if a white person says the N-word, see, and that's the thing, I got to say the N-word.
Yeah, I know.
But that's why the Democrats hate Russia, is because they are the only white country that's not going to put up with that crap. And I think it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about enslaving white people to black people, because that's what reparations do. They attach a white person's labor to a black person's paycheck, which is what the white people did to the blacks back in the day. Now, I didn't have anything to do with that. So they're just reversing slavery. They're enslaving white people to black people in this country. That's what they're talking about.
That's a fair analogy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
Good call.
Yes, bye-bye.
Thanks, man. All right. All right, we got to take a break. Real short one, though. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And no danger here, but, boy, coming up at the 50 break, ooh. We'll be right back. 15 minutes before the top of the hour. It is Wednesday, June the 19th. Believe it or not, boy, all the way through June here, Shane.
Yeah, boy. That's right.
I don't know, man. The time's flying when you're having fun, isn't it?
And it's Wednesday, hump day, yahoo!
Hump day, but no Mike today. Mike, if you ever wonder if you want to invest with Mike, Mike's in Hawaii. That should tell you all you need to know, right? Mike's in Hawaii.
Yes, on the 19th of June.
Right. Well, he's going during cheap time, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
it's expensive to go there in the winter, so 54 degrees outside at it is 15 minutes before the top of the hour. Shane Matavin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Tommy Galoff, your morning mayor in the house, and well, the Supreme Court was busy on this day. Man, striking down everything that has anything to do with religion. 1987. They struck down a Louisiana law requiring any public school teaching the theory of evolution to teach Christian science, creation science as well. I guess it would be Christian science or whatever, but
well, so, yeah. But the whole thing is that this came about in our generation is sort of important because it's the result of World War II, and 12 million men came home. And they all went to college and university because, right, they got the right to go to college because the government paid for it. And all these brilliant guys came out of school in the 50s, 60s, engineers and scientists and doctors. And anyway, the result of all of this is that the United States Supreme Court took creationism and said, this isn't scientific fact, and now we're basing everything in our lives on theories and paradigms about geology and cosmology and biological evolution and archaeology and history and linguistics. That's important too. So I don't think this creation thing is really it's just sort of a theory and it's not fact. So it's sort of changed, and in so in 75 years. They're trying to make it now fact, not just theory. Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And when men are ruled by laws and not morals, everything becomes acceptable.
Well, aren't both of them really theories?
Well, of course they are. Yeah.
Yeah. The old saying. Let me paraphrase her to get it right, or try to get it right anyway.
Sure, yeah, good one. Good conversation.
To those who don't believe, no proof is possible, and to those that do believe, no proof is necessary. So,
that's right.
That's kind of how it goes, So there you are.
And the answer to that dilemma is simply faith.
Yeah.
But
that's it. Yeah.
The fascinating thing about it is it's an open conversation. Mm-hmm. And like, we've talked about this a lot over the years. I mean, I remember as a kid back in the early 60s when I went to school for the ABCs, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
And the social studies course first started out with, we do not legislate morals. And, so of course, in the last 50 years they have.
Of course, yeah.
But having said that, this should light up the phones because, everybody either sees the value in creationism or they see the value in evolution. And it's a huge contrast. And the majority of the world believes in creationism.
Well, I think so. It's easy to believe that because, you wave a hand and boom, there's people, animals and, day and night and, planets and all of that stuff,
there's a B list of things you can't say, right? Wave a hand.
Yeah.
You waved a hand.
Yeah, you just wave a hand and here comes the stuff,
So how do you know God didn't sneeze, okay?
Well, that could be too. Yeah, it could be a sneeze, and what have I done,
This could get a phone call. God could have burped and all this.
Well, that could happen, yeah. I don't know. Well, at any rate, he's probably looking down and wondering, what the heck did I do?
That's right. Who are these two guys talking about me? Yeah.
1999 on this date, Britain's Prince Edward married commoner Sophie Rise Jones in Windsor, England, not in, where was it? Not in Saxe Gobbergotha. They were married in Windsor.
Really? Like really? Who cares?
I know. Who cares about that? Yeah.
That's like finding out somebody getting married in Hollywood. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Once again, the Supreme Court again going after religion. The Supreme Court in a 6-3 ruling on 2000 on this date. Barred officials from letting students lead stadium crowds in prayer before football games. Holy mackerel, man.
Yeah.
Even the crowd's under government control.
Exactly.
Come on.
But the best part is that what's sad about this, it's in schools. It's in school stadiums because, government money or taxes built the schools, and so therefore you can't do this. Again, this is tearing down traditions that built the country. And, every motto we have from the top of the government at the federal level to the state level has all kinds of references to and the belief of an almighty God. So
there you are.
Sad.
All right. Shay, we got a caller on the line for you to entertain. We've got to take a quick break here. It's only 2 minutes, so we'll be right back right after this. So stay tuned. 7 minutes before the top of the hour. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 55 degrees outside. Shaman Tomlin's on the line with a caller, and 522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
That was Aaron.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't wait because he'd be double dipping.
Oh.
But he called in at my request, he said, because he wants everyone to know, which is true, we were jokingly commenting about God, and he said God spoke it. God spoke it. It's in Genesis.
Yeah.
And God spoke to the creation of all things. So there you go. Let there be light.
Okay. From our text line, 478-8298, Isaac Newton once said that science draws us closer to God. It has been used to explain the existence of God and how he works with more clarity than the scriptures. So there you go. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and there's a perfect example of a brilliant guy. He spent as much time in his lifetime trying to understand the Bible, and because as Christians or Catholics, however you make that determination, or even Jewish people, the Old Testament being their Torah. The fact is, it's the only book of prophecy. So when you're brilliant and you're trying to figure out theories versus facts, because the only science fact that man has created is numbers, because numbers don't lie. People do, right?
Mathematics.
We say that all the time.
Pi is pi. Whether you can't make it. You can't make it 2.4.
No, and you can't make it cake either. It's pie.
No, it's pi.
Just
That's
pie.
exactly right. Yeah. All right, on this date in 2007, a truck bomb struck a Shiite mosque. Tough day for religion.
It really is, baby. And we're hammering it hard. We're not letting up on it.
Well, a truck bomb struck a Shiite mosque in central Baghdad, killing at least 87 people. And so that was kind of a common occurrence over the 2000 to 2000, from 2001 to 2010. That was almost daily.
And we do this time in history, and there are bombings of this nature that have that continually kind of show up. And you and I always have this conversation of what would let people believe to think this is something that is okay to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, you can justify it. The Bible's interpretive, so's the Quran, I guess. You just you read what you want to read and make it work for you, and out you go. That's pretty easy.
That's right.
522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Call you on the Morning Soapbox. What's up? Okay, you're not there. All right, that's okay. We're running out of time anyway. 2008, Democrat Barack Obama announced that he would bypass public financing for the presidential election, even though Republican John McCain was accepting it. So...
Yeah, but remember, let's all remember, by this time, supposedly, by people sending in money, because this was really the first time in the 21st century that the Internet played a major role of contributions by Internet.
Well,
and if you remember, $700 million he raised on the internet with $50 donations or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
well, the money they're talking about comes from the tax returns.
Oh, I know. I accept that. But I'm just saying that he still raised a huge amount of money, and then on top of it, he took your tax money too.
Well, Obama didn't. McCain did.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm mentioning about McCain in both of them, but I'm just saying it was a critical election in that regard with regards to.
Well, Howard Dean started it all. I mean, he was the one that led the league in getting money. So did Rand Paul,
Ron
Paul.
Right.
Yeah. Got big money.
You got it.
Got big money, but didn't help him, either one of them. So there you are.
Nope, that's right.
Let's see. Born on this date, James J. Walker was mayor of New York City from 1925 to 1932. And let's see. Wallace Warford Windsor was the gal that married the Duke of Windsor. Guy Lombardo, born on this date. Yeah.
Yeah, Guy Lombardo was great.
Yeah, Canadian-born American dance band leader. No opportunity in Canada. Came here.
You're too great. You're great. You're just the Eagle man. You really are.
Abe Fortas was the American lawyer and associate justice of the Supreme Court from 65 to 69. And, boy, that's about all there is. The rest of the birth dates are pretty boring, so I don't know. All right, we're running out of time for this segment. We come back, we've got to talk about all the local news, everything that's going on in Bozeman and Livingston. We'll be talking about all of that when we come back. So, hey, stay tuned. We've got a lot to talk about. Hey, don't forget our poll of the day. Who do you want to see as the mayor of Bozeman? Get over to KMMSAM.com or your smartphone, AM 1450 KMMS, and vote in our poll. Who would you like to see as the mayor of Bozeman? We got the choices of the people who've declared, and we've also got a place for you to write in if you want to write in somebody. So maybe we can, we'll have a preview of who's going to be mayor. So check it out.
Why not?
Why not? Hey, Shane and I'll be back right after the news, so stay tuned. We got a lot more to go. No Mike today. Mike's in Hawaii. That should tell you all you need to know about his investments. So he's over there basking in the sun, having a good time, and being rained on that spot up in the top of somewhere where it rains about 500 or 600 inches a day or month or whatever. All right, we'll be right back. So stay tuned. A lot more Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane to come. All right, welcome, everyone. It is 6 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 57 degrees outside. Tom Eagleoff, your morning mayor. Shane Matobin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. How you doing, man?
I keep researching, busy. And, boy, what wonderful news you have about I get this is, truly, I mean, it's a soft rag, but I like reading it now. I know the Chronicle is not a favorite of yours, but the storms in this are storms and stories and
I know it just never ends.
Issues. Wow, it's got to be a giggle match with charging to the coffee machine every night, wherever their offices are, going, oh, what are we going to post next for Tom?
Right, there you go. Let's take a phone call before we get started on the local stuff. 522 Talk is the number. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
So the other day when our representative Gianforte was on, I heard someone call and ask, and I think they were thinking because he's there in the House of Representatives, maybe Gianforte would have some kind of inside information. And the question was, what proof or evidence do the Democrats have that they continue on with this impeachment idea? And, I was listening with bated breath, what Representative Gianforte would say. And he was like, they don't have anything. It's just because, they were so counting on this Mueller report to find something that they could use to impeach our president. and it didn't provide that for the Democrats. And so just because they hate him so much, they still want to try to go forward with this impeachment. What it's just, they're making a mockery of our judicial system. You know, people fought and bled and died for this country, for our principles and for our judicial systems and the way we do government. And they're just making a mockery. You know, I would think, if I was a Democrat, I would just be so furious, even with my own party, saying, hey, you're wasting time, you're wasting taxpayer dollars on things that could be spent, more important. And again, making a mockery of our judicial system. Just because they don't like someone, they're going to try to go on with impeachment and find something out of thin air. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, and we've talked about this, I don't know how they're going to find the time to do it, because the entire House of Representatives is up for re-election. They've got to go out and campaign. And this impeachment isn't something that happens in a day. It's a trial. Republicans will come in,
especially when you have no proof or evidence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to come in and make a case, and then the other side will debate that case. They'll have a vote, with a small group, and then they'll have the whole House and whatever. And I mean, this is a long, involved process. I mean, I don't think they can pull it off by election.
That's right. The House
in any way.
The House has to suspend the rules and normal proceedings, and it becomes a courtroom.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then the two parties, or the defense and the plaintiff and the defendant. The plaintiff, of course, in this case being the president, is defended by those in the House that want to defend him and lawyers, and the state takes on, the plaintiff or the defendant, and not as the plaintiff, but as the state, and their lawyers and the members of Congress try to impeach him.
And John Roberts, the Chief Justice, presides.
I think it's high time. I think it's high time that the whole country, Republicans and Democrats alike, stand up and say, enough is enough. You've wasted time. You've wasted money. You're making a mockery of our judicial system. It's just...
Yeah. I don't think Nancy's going to allow it. I think there's, 87 in Congress now that favor impeachment in the House. Not enough to really get it going.
They got 226 members.
So they've got a lot to do. So 435 actually.
And when Republicans, they could do the same kind of thing if a Democrat president was in the office. But I think Republicans have too much class and more respect for our judicial system.
Well, that's like Nixon. Nixon saw the writing on the wall. He resigned rather than being impeached. He could have fought it. Bill Clinton should have resigned, but he didn't. But they didn't convict him in the Senate, so he finished out his presidency. And now he's of course the hero of the left, or sort of.
When will the whole country rise up and say enough is enough? Even the people that don't like President Trump. Can't they see?
I don't know if you watched Trump on TV last night. It wasn't so much what Trump said. It was how many people were there to hear anything he said. Nobody went in there knowing what he was going to say. But the sheer numbers of people this guy can attract. I don't remember Reagan attracting crowds like that. I don't even remember Obama, who was extremely popular, pulling crowds like that anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what they hate. They think, why do they show up to hear this guy? Why are they there? And
because
of course you can make you can say, well, look at that guy, no teeth.
Because he's a patriotic American and he wants to protect this country and keep it strong. And Shane. Shane. So you're a pretty sharp guy. I can tell by the things you say and you do all kinds of research. I didn't hear you accidentally say supposedly, did I, before the break? It's supposedly, right?
The what?
Supposedly. There's no B as in boy in that word?
Oh, supposedly, yes.
Yeah, it's not supposedly. Supposedly.
It's
So I'm
supposedly.
sure saying,
I'm British. It's a British. It's like A as opposed to
Okay.
Oh man.
I'm sure it was just a mistake, a misspeak on your part.
He's got an excuse for everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, potato potato instead of potato, and tomato instead of tomato. Yeah.
See, he just keeps on rolling.
Z, we don't call it a Z, we call it a Z.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, we'll give you a pass this time.
All right.
It's a mulligan, baby. I'll take my mulligan.
All right. Thanks so much for the call. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
522-TALK is the number. We'll give one more call in here before we got to take a break. And caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Morning, guys. How are we doing?
Good.
Good. Beautiful day in Bozeman, Montana.
It is.
Good answer, Shane. Good answer. I appreciate that. That was good, Shane. Okay, so, the thing everybody's got to keep in mind about these impeachment proceedings is once they start this, it really blows open the parameters of how they can investigate Trump, okay, and what they can dig into. So that's one of the reasons they want to start the proceedings is so that they can do more investigating that, is not allowed at this point. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I had a question. I didn't get to see any of the speech last night. Somebody on the TV this morning said that there was like 150,000 people there. Is that right?
Well, there were 20,000 people inside, and I think there were 100,000 people that requested tickets, and they did have big screens set outside. I don't know how many people were outside that didn't get in, but it was that's what I was telling the previous caller. It didn't matter so much what Trump said. It's amazing the number of people that he can put into a stadium or a venue. Right. And there's more people outside than there are inside. I mean, that's just amazing. Biden, I was saying even Obama didn't pull those kinds of crowds.
Well, Biden, the last deal he had 85 people.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's time we really start looking to irritate the liberals really bad, and let's start a coalition to put Trump's head on Rushmore.
Yeah.
And we'll really make them mad.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
That'll do it. That idea will go viral.
Have a great day.
All right.
Yeah,
hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Thanks for listening to us. All right. We got to take a quick break here. No warnings for this break, so I missed the other one, but this one's G-rated, so there you go. We'll be right back. 19 minutes after the hour, it is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 58 degrees outside. Shane and Tom on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia, half man, half amazing. Tom Eagleoff. Well, you're not in British Columbia, you're in Kamloops this week, so.
In British Columbia.
You'll be back in you're still in British Columbia, but you're not in Vancouver. All right, no. So he's somewhere else. I found out something yesterday, Shane. This was pretty amazing to me that we're in June, based on the calendar days, we're on the air 20 days in June. We'll be on the air 23 days in July.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How many people do you think stream this morning show in a month?
Oh, I would say, I'd say right now about 40%.
40% of what?
Of the total number of people. You said streaming is different than
listening on the radio.
People.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you the short answer.
Okay.
25,000 people a month stream this show on either their smartphone or their laptop or their computer. 25,000 a month. That's not listening to the radio. That's listening to it on their cell phone, on their laptop, or on their computer somewhere in the world.
Well, then why aren't you running for mayor?
Well, because they're all over the world. They're not eligible to vote here.
Oh, so here's the big news in Canada.
I'm already the mayor anyway, so what's the deal?
No, but this is great. Now Canada, our prime minister came up with a new idea last week because he's in so much trouble with the election he's got to call this year. So now he wants to pass legislation that expats, expatriates that left Canada
can come back.
Vote.
Can vote, yeah. Okay. Or come
there's
back.
There's a law that says if you've been out of Canada, non-resident for more than 5 years, you can't vote.
Okay.
So, no, but he wants those 2.5 million voters. So, I mean, there you go. So, you should run as a Democrat and say anybody that listens to you, anybody that is streaming can vote. They can vote. They have a right to vote for Tom, the Eagle Man, the righteous Eagle Man.
Okay. I was wondering where you were going because I had no idea what you were going off on.
Well, it would only work as a Democrat. You could,
yeah. Taylor Swift can still fill stadiums. We should vote for the largest crowd like sheep. There you go. Yeah. Well, we do vote for Taylor Swift. We go down and then we buy the records, right? So
right.
That is a vote in favor. But the point I'm making is not that Trump can fill a stadium. The point is that when that many people show up in one spot to hear a politician,
that's right.
I mean, that's pretty darn amazing. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Trump or Obama or Biden or Warren or who. If they're filling a stadium like that with more people outside than in, there's some kind of message there somewhere.
That's right. And 45 hours before he spoke, they were having
they were camping out. Yeah, they were camping out
at football games.
In the rain, no less. Yeah. So.
And in the rain, I was just going to say, in the rain, Tom, for hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
that
says
it's a movement.
And this isn't a one-time event. Anywhere this guy goes, he fills whatever's there. And if you want to,
that's right.
If Biden were doing the same thing, or if Warren or Buttigieg or anybody else was doing the same thing, hey, we would say, well, that's that makes them the front runner, or makes them the most popular, or whatever.
And the other thing that's so phenomenal is that you listen to these other people running for president, 22 of them, and they have these gatherings with less than 300. They don't have any big ones. And they don't have anything to say. But he has to go out and do it this way, or on the internet, on tweeting, and because the media won't cover what he's done, won't cover what's been successful, won't cover the numbers you and I talk about. So he has to. So this is the only way he can tell the American people what he's got done.
Well, do you remember when Romney ran and they had to rope, hang curtains or something to make it look like he had more people than he did? I mean, come on. So
and he almost beat Obama. Romney almost beat Obama.
But it doesn't seem to me. It seems to me like the Trump people, whether you like them or not, or whether you like Trump or not, they show up. And
that's correct. Yes.
And I'm wondering, well, okay, Biden's going to appear somewhere. We're 20,000 Democrat voters. Where are they at? Well, they figure it's a done deal and we don't have to do this? Because I will bet you that a large percentage of the people that were in that crowd last night are going to vote.
Oh, 90%, Tom. Easy 90%.
So,
easy. You're not going to spend 45 hours and then stand out in the rain for hours and then stand outside to see it.
Yeah.
And not go vote for the guy. I think you're going to go vote for the guy.
All right, let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you on the air. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, all interesting stuff this morning. I got a question. You kind of teased us with this 25,000 listeners a month. So break that down a little bit. How does that work? I mean, are you saying that at any given moment there are 25,000 people listening to you?
No, I'm saying over a month that 25,000 people at some time during the day stream this show on either their cell phone or on their laptop or computer other than listening to the radio. So,
radio, KMMS AM.
We don't think they're listening.
Right.
Very few people listen to all 3 hours, unless they listen to our rebroadcasts.
Well, okay. So then, how does that compare to your predecessors? Do you have a way of measuring? Is that like a popularity thing? I mean, is it some kind of a rating index for you?
Well, obviously, one of the things it does. There are radio stations that have digital capability. We are a digital company that has radio capability. We're the opposite. So we pay a lot more attention to digital because not everyone listens to the radio, but they do get on their smartphone. They do get on their laptop and they listen to podcasts. They listen to all sorts of things. And what we're trying to do is open more listenership with, to give you an example, XL Country is the only one that beats us, and it's only by a couple thousand, I think, per month.
And here's the bottom line. Old media, radio, television, newspapers, magazines, they're collapsing. 60% of all marketing dollars today are now on internet or the media, the 21st century, streaming, Google, Facebook, and Twitter. 60%, that's huge. I mean, it's shifted so dramatically in the last 10 years. So what Tom is saying to you, that the opportunity of or availability of getting in money from people wanting to advertise is more viable with these kind of numbers for us than as a radio program.
Because I agree with you fully. I listen to you that way.
Yeah, because banners, on your cell phone or on your laptop or whatever, there are messages there as you look at our input on our website or wherever you happen to listen to us. There's advertising there as well as what we broadcast on the air.
Here's the reason I'm asking the question.
Sure. Go ahead.
I've listened to you guys for I don't know, a couple decades, back to George Carlson's era.
Right.
And since then, I don't think there's been a better programming format than what you have right now. The predecessors that you've had in the last couple of times, I think, fell well short of the mark of having an interesting radio station or a station in the morning. And what I'm curious about is whether or not your leadership there is recognizing apparently how popular you guys are, and whether you're going to stay on. I'd like to hear you stay on.
Yeah. Well, we would too, and as I mentioned, I put in for the job. They had some interest in it. They've decided they're going to post it again, which kind of says something to me. We haven't found anybody yet, but we're going to keep going. They told me I was welcome to reapply, so
Well, really,
that's how good it gets. So.
I'll tell you what,
we're guessing at what you want to hear. We really are, and we hope we're entertaining. That's why Shane's here. To listen to me pontificate all morning would be pretty boring, and Shane adds so much to the show. He really does.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I speak the King's English, but I add to the show.
Well, let me just suggest between the two of you make a whole wit.
Oh, there you are.
How's that?
As I've always said, it's not a fast show, it's not a slow show, it's a half-fast show. So there you are.
There you go. Okay, guys.
Right. Hey, thanks.
I want you to notice that.
Shane, we got a caller patiently waiting on line. If you'll talk to them, we'll be right back with more after this. 24 minutes for the top of the hour. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 61 degrees outside. Shane Mentalman's been rubber hosing a guest caller, so let's go to the phones. 522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Caller, have you survived Shane? And you're on the air.
Oh, barely, but I feel much more knowledgeable.
Oh, well, good.
Hey, Tom, it's Steve.
Hey, Steve. Morning. Good morning.
So first I wanted to say congratulations on your numbers, 25,000. That's kind of impressive.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think you could do better, Tom. I think you should really be.
Oh, I'm not resting on my laurels. No way. Steve, you have to call 6 people when you get off the air and tell them to listen.
and befriend everybody that you get sent you by Facebook.
Yeah.
All joking aside, believe it or not, I do really try to push people to listen to 1450.
Well, good.
Even if they don't catch your show in the morning, not everybody's an early riser, but there's more information on this station than any of my news channels. I learn more just by listening than I do spending 2 hours perusing the internet for different, news sources. So I really appreciate that and your station. And it's too bad that they just can't accept your application, Tom. There's so many of us out here that love you. Do you think if we started a petition that might help your chances?
Well,
yes,
I'll tell you their concern. Being a brand manager of a radio station, there's more than just being on the air that's involved in this thing. And it's, for example, if we lost Mark Levin, I wouldn't have the first clue how to go contact anyone. Those are things I have to learn, and those are things that brand managers know how to do. And that's what they're looking for. They want somebody with some experience that can come in here and not only be on the air, but can also do because right now the station manager is doing all those things. He and the engineer are combining and doing what I don't know how to do, but, request to, hey, show me, haven't always been received. So.
Yeah, I understand. That makes
it is a business, it really is. And in fact, they've asked me, would you be willing to be on the air and have somebody else run things? And even Dave at XL Country volunteered to, help out with that part of the, thing. And I shouldn't be telling you all this anyway.
Insider information.
They're gonna beat down my door and say, "What are you doing?
Don't give out our trade secrets."
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Trade secrets. Sure.
But we are trying to, demonstrate. I mean, we've been here 7 months. When Chris left, we were here 6 months, and I think when Mark Owl left, we were here 4 or 5 months. So we're the go-to team, if you will. Most of these people haven't lasted 3 years. I've been on the air 20 years here. So
longevity.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, which makes Tom and I the most reliable people. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're here every morning. We don't get sick. Every once in a while, something comes up that we can't be here, but that's very rare. But
people come and go, but we're always here.
We always seem to be here, so I don't know. I mean, I've worked Christmas, I've worked New Year's, I've worked Thanksgiving. I've been, we're always here.
And elections, what are you talking about? Come on,
elections. Oh yeah, well, you don't get off for elections. I mean, elections aren't holidays.
Hey, Steve, you remember 2016? You know how Trump talks about it all the time, right?
I sure do.
I
remember Tom saying that Tom and Hillary was going to win.
I know. And then he made that comment, because remember someone said that if Trump shot somebody out on Fifth Avenue in New York City, he'd still get elected.
I said he'd have to shoot the Pope on the White House lawn.
Hillary. No, he said.
I said Hillary would have to do that to lose.
To lose, that's right. Well, the next day, I said to Tom, the first thing I said to Tom is, did the Pope survive the assassination?
Yeah, right.
Well, hey, guys, I've got a boss staring at me, so I want to get to my point real quick.
Yeah.
I called because you were talking about the rally, and I don't know, I guess you had a texter who said, well, the amount of people there doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But it does.
It
represents is enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And enthusiasm is so much in politics because that enthusiasm means influence.
How many people who watched that speech that maybe weren't Trump supporters, whether they agreed with what Trump said or not, the sheer numbers of people that they see there, do you think they might think for a minute, hey, what am I missing here anyway?
By the way, I'm going to give you a huge compliment, Steve. Someone should hire you as a political advisor, because what you just said is over the top and should go viral. You said enthusiasm, not emotionalism. The Democrats are all about emotionalism and trying to scare people and threaten them, and but Trump is all. Yeah, that's right. Trump is all about enthusiasm, and he's right. People have fun at those things. It's so Americana.
Exactly. Enthusiasm is America being proud. And not only that, but I think of those 20,000, 40,000, however many people attended. They're going to go out and they're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their family. I've never felt so much energy as I did at this Trump rally.
That's right.
And it's contagious. It spreads.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 10 people. They'll all go tell 10 people. That's 200,000 people. I mean, that's an election.
Mm-hmm. So those numbers, contrary to what your texter might want to believe, they really do speak to the energy, the enthusiasm, and how much it can spread.
Yeah.
So,
the average number of people that go to weddings and funerals is 250. That's how many people each one of those people at that rally could possibly influence. Co-workers, friends, relatives, family, you name it,
And that's amazing.
Yeah. You got 20,000 people there. Just multiply them by 250.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get going before I lose my job, guys. So
hey,
have a great morning. Okay.
It's no problem. Tell your boss I'll take full responsibility.
That's recorded. I'm playing it for him.
You can play it for him, but later on today.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks a lot. All right.
You too.
All right, let's see. Where are we? Oh, guys, we got to take a break here. We'll be right back. Fun calls this morning. So. We're having a good time, so stay with us. We'll be right back. 14 minutes for the top of the hour. It's Wednesday, June 19, 2019, 63 degrees outside. Welcome to the KMMS Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. Tom Eaglehoff, your morning mayor in the house. Shane and Tom, half man, half amazing in Kamloops, Canada, wherever that is. I don't know.
In the way out beyond, it's dog sled miles away.
Is it? Yeah, I was going to say, well, they got a bar and a church there, and that's about all.
Yeah, a bar and church. Yeah, no post office.
No post office yet. So
no dog sled comes by dog sled.
Well,
everything comes by dog sled.
Well, news just came in over our newswire here that Trump, since the speech, has earned or raised $24.8 million. Since the speech. So that's his. He doesn't have to use his money anymore.
That's right.
They don't care if he's a billionaire or they're out there supporting. They're out there paying the way, paving the road, I should say.
Yeah, well, Florida brought it home for him. It really truly is. I believe Florida was key because when Florida rolled in 16. And I think they kept putting off Pennsylvania, thinking, that people would vote. Because remember, the polls were open late in Michigan and Wisconsin, and because so many people were out voting.
Yeah.
You had a huge turnout, and I think your media was, clearly trying to influence you. There's no question they were. I mean,
all you have to do is go over to YouTube and do a search for election night 2016, and you'll see all kinds of things where everybody is, apoplectic about the election.
Yeah, exactly. They were all emotional. They were crying.
There you go.
Crying,
yeah. The people in America are crying tonight. From our text line, 478-8298, Trump's base is extremely passionate. They love him, no matter how much he lies, but they aren't increasing. Well, based on what? Based on popularity poll? I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's take a phone call, then we got to take a break. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to check in and say a couple of things. First of all, Shane, I want to compliment you. You have a very good grasp of the American system and how it should work, and a lot of details and stuff. And I'll get off the phone here, and maybe you can tell us how you got that information and how you made yourself aware of all those things. But pretty impressive, and especially for a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yep. Canadian, I like that. And the other, I got to talk more canoe language from now on.
Well, I'll tell you real quick. Shane went to high school in Billings, went to MSU here, ran the Bacchus Pub kitchen downtown for a time, and went to school in Denver as well. So he is well versed in America, but is a citizen of Canada.
I see. Okay, that explains a lot. And then second of all, can you guys tell me how in the world President Trump can be behind in any poll to that Democratic lineup of knuckleheads?
Well,
I mean, seriously. I mean, what kind of questions are they asking in these polls? I'm seriously concerned about that. That just blows my mind.
Well, they probably asked, do you like Biden or the orange guy? Or the lying orange guy, I should say.
Well, I mean, and
of the 1,500 people they talked to, I would bet 1,200 of them are Democrats, registered Democrats.
Well, why would they conduct a poll like that, other than political manipulation?
To get the results they want.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, I then question why any news media outlet would carry a poll like that.
Yeah, well,
because they want the same results.
Yeah, well, they do. Yeah. Well, and also too, I think if you drive around town, I've yet to see a Trump bumper sticker on anybody's car.
No, you're right. I saw yesterday. I saw for the first time a "Make America Great Again" poster in somebody's window. It was on a side street, and it was on a back window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that only the lawn guy will ever see.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say. You don't see many Trump yard signs because people will take them, and your car may be damaged if you got a Trump thing on it. So, but that doesn't mean they're not out there.
Boy, isn't that a sad statement? About
it is a sad statement that we can't tolerate other views opposed to us, and that just shows the sheer fear that that this party has.
Well, they have,
that's by the way, that's the definition of bigotry. Mm-hmm. Being intolerant of another person's point of view is being a bigot.
Exactly right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I got to go. I got to take a break. But hey.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, Shane, we got a caller waiting. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It is about 4 minutes till, and we've got a caller on the phone with Shane. What's going on, caller? What's up?
Good morning. Just visiting there with Shane for a while, and but just a few comments. One, people talking about how you don't see Trump bumper stickers and whatnot. I'd like to have me a MAGA hat and a Trump bumper sticker, but I'm afraid that my vehicle would get vandalized by the fascist left. Might not be so prevalent around here in Bozeman, but I don't need my car scratched or keyed
right. Yeah.
And I don't need to have to knock a bunch of people out and get thrown in jail for assault because I was wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the, when you see people shouted down in restaurants because they disagree with your point of view, where you actually have to leave. I mean, that's not the way civilized society operates. You should be able to wear a Trump hat, an Obama hat, a Biden hat, a Warren hat, whatever. Anywhere you go in this country. I mean, why is it that is a trigger to come up and get in my face if I've got, whatever I'm wearing,
Well, what
political.
It comes down to also is, you're talking about these polls and stuff. And I seriously believe with all my heart that if it wasn't for the duplicitous, corrupt media that we have in this country, CNN, MSNBC, and the majority of them, the Trump's poll or his popularity would probably be higher than ever been recorded in history. I would suspect it would probably be around 60% if it wasn't for the daily barrage of negativity
I think
lies that they perpetuate against our president.
I think that's what happened in the 2016 election. One of the polls that was pretty accurate was a pollster called people and asked who their neighbor was voting for.
Yeah.
So some people may, I firmly believe a lot of people said Obama because they didn't want to be termed racist by the pollster.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think these, I know they ask a lot of different questions and different ways, but still, I think there's a lot of emotion as to, well, if I tell this guy something, where does that information go? I mean, he's got my phone number. He knows who I am. What's the deal? And I think people are just saying,
well,
hey,
the two best tracking polls in 16 were the polls. I just want to say this real quick. The two best tracking polls in 2016 were, I think it was the LA Times and somebody else in the East, but they called the same people every week. Mm-hmm. Remember that? And those polls were dead on. They were close, but they had Trump win by 1 or 1.5%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it's just like that big rally that Trump had yesterday. I was reading how apparently it's the Orlando Sentinel, I think is the name of it, the newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said no way.
They wrote that the bleachers were empty and it was just a flop, and it's like, how can you be so? I don't know.
I was gonna say I saw it. Looks like. I didn't see many empty seats there.
Yeah, I mean, it's thousands of people, and they can't even get in. There's so many of them that want it.
I hear you. Hey, I got to go. Hey, thanks for the call, though. Appreciate it. Thanks for your input. All right. Okay, Shane, we still got a caller waiting, so we're gonna be out for the news for about 5 minutes or so if they want to wait, or you can chat with them and we'll find out. So we still haven't got to anything local yet, and we haven't got to the 5 things you need to know, so we'll just probably keep on going. So we'll be right back right after this. 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, Wednesday, June 19, 2019, 64 degrees outside. Mike McCormick not here this week. Mike is in Hawaii. If that gives you any indication, you might want to invest with him. He's got the whole family over there on the big island, or one of them. I don't know which one, but anyway, he's over there. Shane Matavin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Thanks for being here, man, as always.
Always a pleasure, always.
Yeah. Well,
we have a caller, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry. Glad you keep me on my toes here. We keep waiting. 522-TALK is the number. 522-8255. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I almost forgot we had a host, Shane, but we got one. Just kidding. Hey, so anyways, Tom, I was talking to Shane. They don't call us the silent majority for nothing.
Right.
I mean, that's what that's all about. I'm not interested in sharing. If a pollster called me, I'd hang up. In fact, I don't think he'll ever call me because I'm not a Democrat, but I wouldn't do it. The other thing, too, is these polls, I don't understand the Democrat leadership, why they put these polls out. They're phony. They're slanted. And, what they do is they really mobilize and encourage the Trump supporters and the conservative base, because when they show him even possibly behind, it's just going to motivate the voters to get out. Because I know for me, I don't know. I couldn't stand to have another Democrat president. I hope it doesn't happen.
Well, certainly not this crowd.
Yeah, I also think.
I mean, there's some good Democrats out there, just none of them are running.
Right. Well, yeah, none of them are left enough to get in there.
Well, that's what. That's the whole thing.
Okay, wait, Tom. All right. Now, I'm a Canadian. Okay, so I'm scared. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, as a Canadian, I'm scared for two reasons. We have an idiot for a prime minister.
Right.
Okay. I've apologized on this show because he lied about tariffs. He's completely making a mess of our country. And in the record in Parliament in our country is a speech where he said he is having a bromance with President Obama. Okay, so I'm scared. All right? That's how scared I am. So I want to know from you how you think it's possible that any of these people running for president could beat Trump. I mean, just like I know it's a long question, and I'm giving a lot of background here, but how is it possible? I mean, really? Mm-hmm. I mean, aren't you scared? Socialism, like getting rid of, and the caller. Aren't you guys scared of all that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that your prime minister isn't here because he could probably win. Because he's so bad.
He could.
Bad. Hey, one more thing real quick that I shared with you, Shane, and that I want you to share the answer. And that is, I don't know, Eric Swalwell had a presidential rally the other day, a gun control presidential rally.
Yeah.
And it was even reported in the papers and on the news. There were 18 people that showed up, not 81, not 800, 18 people showed up. And so to combat that narrative there, he puts out a statement that says, well, I invited those 18 people to be there. And so if he invited the 18 people to be there, that means nobody showed up to his rally. So my question to Shane was, what happens to all the money these presidential candidates get after they drop out of the race, which surely he will be dropping out shortly? And Shane, if you'd give the answer to the audience, I think it's really eye-opening.
Yep. All right. Go ahead, Shane. All right. Hey, thanks for the call.
Well, under the rules of your election commission, this is how it works. So when you suspend your campaign, you send an email to everyone that sends you money, and you ask if they would like their money back. Well, they don't want it back because then they can't write it off, number one. And it's not that big of an amount, so they're not going to probably ask for it back. So under the guidelines set up, because you still have this money, you can use it to expend the cost of maintaining this request to pay the money back for 2 years. And then after 2 years, you can transfer it to a private company, and you now have a retirement fund.
All right. There you go. Let's take another call. 522-TALK is the number. Calling you on the air. What's going on?
Hey, do you think they'd want to question Hope Hicks if she looked like Janet Reno?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I very greatly doubt it. I'd like to question Hope Hicks for about an hour, too.
Yeah. Well, me too. Yeah, if you don't know who Hope Hicks is, listeners, she is the former communications director and former model, by the way, and is pretty easy on the eyes. So, yeah, I would say they'll probably keep her in there as long as they possibly can.
Well, yeah, I think that what will be interesting is to see which of the Democrats survive the debate. Now that's the bet right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
In that short, they'll probably get a little blurb. That they'll let Biden talk for a while. They will Creepy Joe.
Yeah,
he's the designated sacrifice. He's the. They're going to throw him to the lions, and then he's going to get chewed up, and that's the last time for him.
Yep, I think I think he's done first or last or wherever.
Even the Morning Moron says that.
Even the Morning Moron says that. You're right.
Wow, I thought you believed all the polls, Tom.
No, not me, man.
Oh yeah.
Only the ones for Hillary.
Yeah. Yeah, you were tremendous last time.
Amen. Yep. I still can't believe he's president.
Yeah, I knew it. I told I had it coming in.
Well, I should have listened to you. See?
You should have. See, that's the thing. All right. Bye.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, from our text line, let's see, 478-8298. They are fanatics. No matter the lie, they cheered. Strongly suggest everyone go to the History Channel and watch a Hitler-Nazi rally to get what's in store. There you go. So, let's see. Trump's base is extremely passionate. They love him, no matter how he lies, but they aren't increasing. And do Trump followers at his rally have jobs? How do they wait all day? Well, they didn't wait all day. They waited like 4 days. Obama rally would be mocked for not working. Well, maybe so. I don't know.
Well, wait a second. Yeah. I want to answer that one.
Go for it.
We've discussed this. 62% of the people in the United States that are employed are self-employed. Self-employed. 62%.
So they can leave.
The upper 10% of your country pay 87% of the taxes. 87%. So please, folks, let's be real and understand that the Democratic Party is nothing more than a bunch of emotional people out of control that are unemployed and don't know what to do but cry.
All right. From our text line, 478-8298. Come on, everyone, get on board. Intolerance will no longer be tolerated. I would like to address the ass who thinks it's okay to throw their garbage out along Highlight Canyon Road. I have a one-way ticket for you to your choice of Seattle, San Francisco, or L.A., but you have to promise never to come back. All right, so don't dump your trash on our deal.
That's bad. Yeah.
Trump's base will walk on glass to see him. People who listen to this station will vote for him, but the people in the middle are fed up with his lies and ugliness.
Okay, let's answer that one.
Yeah.
Now, remember, the Republican Party is a party of personal responsibility. They don't throw garbage out on the highway. They get up every morning and they work, and they pay their taxes. So you have the incredible country club you live in. Oh, the Democrats on the other side want free education, free health care. Oh, they want to get paid a monthly check. They want reparations, and they want more government handouts. So there's the answer, folks, and there's your choice.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if Trump is trailing by just a few points in polls skewed to mostly Democrats. Then that should tell you that Democrats are in deeper trouble than they care to admit. So
you may have a caller.
I do. But unfortunately, let's see, that should clear up our, there we go. There were no massive TV screens, no jumbotrons outside the Trump rally. Trump lies to make it seem bigger. He always lies. So
I saw them.
I was going to say, I asked, and you know that how. Yeah. The news pretty well reported that they had all these... They had all these big screens out there for them. So let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the air. Thanks for waiting. What's up?
This is Colonel Clank.
Hey, Clint, how are you?
Well, I'm here. You know, these people better wake up and take a look at the people that were living in their tents, sleeping in their tents overnight just to get into the damn rally.
Mm-hmm.
And why in the hell would the press say what they do when they know it's a damn lie? You know, I don't understand that. What kind of a country?
They have an agenda, Clint. They have an agenda.
Well, that's right. The thing that bothers me is the like you said, the fake news. I do believe that they spin it for the way they want to, and it's all about money. The whole damn thing's about money. But the thing that really gets me is when they lie about what Trump's done. That corporate tax. It was about 32%, and he lowered it down, what? How much, Tom?
21%.
21%.
And he wanted to go to 15.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Right. And that is why you'll see right here in Bozeman, Montana, people wanting help. Walmart wants them. I've seen signs all over hell, and so have you, Tom.
Yep.
That people wanting help. Now, how come, Democrats? How come? Could it be because of that tax break that they're giving the corporate people a little more room? Is it because the corporate people are coming back to the United States? Are we going to be first again without having to go to China and other places?
Well, look at the news stores coming to your town. Tom talks about them. We talk about them.
Yep.
Jeff gets on them. And being held up by a court case because of unions. But the point is, how many cities are left in your country for someone to build a store? I mean, they're really... Walmart has thousands of stores.
That's right.
You know, Home Depot has hundreds of stores.
Mm-hmm.
Costco has hundreds of... You know, it's not like China where you have 20 cities of 20 million people.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, the biggest city in your country is New York. It's 8 million people.
Yeah.
It's not that big. I mean, it's a big
No,
city.
it isn't.
I mean, London...
Look at Mexico City.
Yeah, 38 million people. In London, 12 million people. I mean, seriously, folks. I mean, so, like, you know, if he gives business a cut in taxes and they want to go open a store in Bozeman, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Well, they're there's been a lot of people come in here, and there's another grocery store that's going to come in here, and like I've said a long time ago, we're growing and growing. But there's one thing bad about Bozeman here, the crime situation here in Bozeman, and one thing another. We haven't evolved that way. We haven't made it better.
Well, we've got a meth issue, that's for sure, and illegal drugs and things like that. I've been in touch with Brian Gookin. He's been out of town here lately.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and have him on here next week, maybe, or the week after, and see if we can't get some information from him about what's going on, what are the feds doing, what are the state doing, what's anybody doing.
Well, you know as well as I do that the Mexican cartel has got people here that's running drugs back and forth between north and south. It's real evident. The borders are clogged with people. How many people last month, Tom? Yeah, over 100,000 people.
144, I think. And,
144, Thomas.
So the thing we got to do here is just knuckle down, tend to business, and I think we're going to be just fine. But when people, and Democrats especially, when they and the news media lie about an election like this, that wasn't what this country was founded on. Wasn't founded on lies. It was founded on truth. Be truth to the American people. Our Constitution, and it kind of spells it all out, what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. And the Declaration of Independence says it very well.
Yep, sure does.
And people don't realize how fortunate they are to live in America and live in Bozeman, Montana.
You won life's lottery if you win here, man.
You damn right. And when you can wake up in the morning and some Gestapo guy ain't out and you're beating on your door,
that's right.
And you can see the sunshine out there, and then when they try to squell free speech, which they're trying to do now, these politicians are trying to take away our free speech.
Yep.
And I don't like that. But
there you go.
Anyway, that's all I got to say. But keep it up, Tom, you and Shane.
All
You're doing fine, guys. And tell Scott in there to put in a plug.
All right.
Thanks, tell him I said so.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. 24 minutes after the hour. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 64 degrees outside. No Mike today. He's in Hawaii, basking in the sunlight down there, sunshine down there, I should say. Shane Matobin, though, is here. And on the line with us, and we got a caller waiting and another one ringing. So let's go to the phones. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the air with Tom and Shane. What's up? All right.
They're gone.
All right, let's go over here. Caller, you on the air with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Well, good morning, Tom and Shane.
Hey.
I got a message for all those despicable Democrats out there who will not call in the show, like the text. All they talk about is lies.
Yeah.
And here's the message. Your party's $6 million in the red. Stop whining and pony up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. well, they're not working.
Oh, sure they are. Actually, I think if you look at the phone...
And the government doesn't give them enough to donate to their party.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they only use other people's money.
Well,
that's their altruism. Yeah, we'll use your money and help this guy out. Use your money, help that guy out. If you
did you watch his announcement last night about running for president again?
I did. I'm going to vote for him again too.
What did you think?
I thought he did a fine job.
Yeah. And what do you think about his accomplishment? Have you heard of any of the things he talks about in his rally? Have you heard about any of them on the media? Have you heard any of those things covered by CNN or ABC or NBC or CBS? Any of the stuff that he's accomplished?
No, you're not going to either. Because in fact, when you look at a propaganda machine and the way a propaganda machine works, that's what they are. They are the enemy of the state, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he went after we need to talk about this for a couple of minutes. Hopefully, we have some time here. But last night he went after. What he said about Hillary was unbelievable. Tom, I don't know if Tom, did you watch it?
I did.
But he slammed her. He slammed Hillary and her 33,000 emails and the dossier and the RNC or the DNC. And I mean, he went after everybody last night. I was even sleepy Joe Biden when he made the comments about losing all the manufacturing jobs, Obama and Biden. And, you know, because Biden's going to have to answer for the $1.5 billion he got from China and them in influencing the 2020 campaign.
Well, you know, they are what they are, and there's, you know, no doubt about it anymore. And I'll tell you what's out now is nothing compared to what's going to come out. The dossier was a cover-up, period. There was no investigation. It was a 100% cover-up. Brennan wanted it bad. He wanted it out there bad. And the reason Brennan wanted it out there bad is because the people who are getting covered up, or the agency that's being covered up for with the dossier, is the CIA. I never believed in the beginning when it came out, you know, when they said, oh, the CIA was involved here, there, or what. And I'm thinking to myself, baloney. They're there, and they've been there for years with the program.
Since John Kennedy. They've been there since John Kennedy.
Well, what went on and was covered up, it is pretty bad stuff. And I'm still working. Well, the
scary thing, you know what scares me again. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I really think the Democratic Party since JFK was a coup, and I really think the Democratic Party in 50 years got to be so conceited about the power they had that they didn't have to shoot Trump to get rid of him. They could have papered him away. Literally. I think they could have. I thought they could paper him away on the 25th Amendment or, you know, treason.
That's what they thought. But the number of people at his rallies are proving him to be wrong on that one. I don't care what anybody says.
I was going to say, if Nancy was having second thoughts about impeachment, I think if she saw that rally last night, I think that's a done deal. That ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
And that's the problem they have.
Yeah.
You know, there's just too many people.
Gotta go.
Yep.
All right, thanks, man. All right, appreciate it. From our app chat line on AM 1450 KMMS, I appreciate and enjoy Tom and Shane. I am from Michigan, but listen every morning. So thanks for doing that, and we appreciate it, and we'll be right back. 23 minutes for the top of the hour. We're winding down here on a Wednesday, hump day, Wednesday, June 19th, 2019, 66 degrees outside. Shane Mataman on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. And, let's see, we should go back to our text line. And the hits just keep on coming. 478-8298. Hitler drew big crowds and made Germany great again. Well, for most Germans, not Jews, who were blamed for the problem. That sounds familiar. Well, Hitler did become, he was within an inch of took the entire world. He took a bankrupt company and in 4 years nearly took over the world. So, but I don't think Trump has that kind of ambition.
No, he doesn't.
To do that anyway. And I think this one is in. I think this is in response to what Pete said. Absolutely right. So I'm going to take that because it came in right after Pete was on the air. If Bernie is going to give you all the free stuff, why does he need to raise your taxes? The news was talking about how many refugees were leaving Venezuela. Over 4 million. That's socialism, and have to agree.
And I just want to mention to the fellow about the comment about Jews. Let's not forget the SS St. Louis, with the refugees in 1939 that came from Germany. 900 Germans on the St. Louis. And what president turned them away and sent them back to die at Auschwitz? FDR, baby, a Democrat.
Okay.
I have to just say that.
Okay.
He's going to say something. Someone's going to make that comparison of Trump. I'm going to answer back from now on about, the Democratic Party and what they've done to your country for the last 100 years or more than 100 years. What the Democrats have done for the last 125 years in your country.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. From our text line, 478-8298, if your number of listeners online is so big, then why do you have ads that come on continually and cut people off? Well, that's a delay that we have to have here, so you don't say the 8 words that we do on, and we've worked on trying to fix that, and occasionally we do, but it keeps coming back. And what's with this turning callers over to Shane instead of putting them on the air? We want to hear their whole conversation, just a couple of things that would make online listening better. Well, as far as answering the phone and just putting them on hold for a 3 or 4 minute commercial break, why not have them talk to Shane? And, at least they're talking to somebody on the show. And that's why we do that rather than just let them sit there and not have a conversation with anyone. So that's what
all the canned shows you hear on this radio show, like Hannity and so forth, and everybody else, they don't do it for free. They have to be paid. You got to have advertising to pay everybody what they want to be here.
There you are. Yeah. You can't spell breadline without Bernie. and
very good.
And that's a signed text. The other day people said, if you're going to put a text on, you should sign your text. So they did. I'm not going to put the names out of the signers, but I will tell you that was a signed text. So that person did put their money where their mouth was. And I don't know. Tell Chris to shut the hell up. I'm not sure what. I don't think it's not Chris Griffin that's doing the calling or the texting. So, because we know the number of that one, unless you use another number. Let's see. Put the paparazzi on the texters that say Trump lies and follow them around 24/7 for 6 months and tally how often they lie and report back to us. So there you are. So we got that going for us. So, all right. Well, that should clear up our text line for the moment, and we'll take another break, and we'll be right back right after some great words from Yellowstone County Motors, Big Sky RV, and Town Square Media. 15 minutes for the top of the hour. We had a caller patiently waiting on the phone, so 522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Calling you on the air with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Yeah, hey, so I just wanted to point out something that I've been noticing around Bozeman, and it has. I want to talk about rainbows, and the symbol of the rainbow being used. It's interesting how it comes with the word resist. There seems to be a lot of people around Bozeman with either a rainbow bench or a rainbow sign on their window in their house. And it says resist on a rainbow. And I'm curious if they think they own the rainbow symbol, if they think that, like, the whatever, I don't understand how those two go together. What are they trying to say? And so basically, I think it's liberals that are trying to take the rainbow as a symbol of themselves. So I got a question for everybody. If they want you to, when you see a rainbow and they want you to think of gay pride or something, so when there's a rainbow, is the rainbow gay?
Okay, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If callers want to comment on that, more than welcome.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't understand.
All right.
That's all I know.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Yep.
All right. I don't know. Let's see. Texting is great. But only Tom is friendly to all opinions. The callers hate opposing viewpoints and mock them like Trump does. Okay. I guess so. Shoot, I would call just to talk to Shane, and that's a signed text, Shane. So I told him, well, the longest breaks are at the top and the bottom of the hour. So just call when the news starts, or call when the call it to the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour, and we'll put you on with Shane, and you'll just have a high old time over there.
Make me do overtime. That's
right. Yeah, I want to keep Shane busy during the during the breaks. he sits there and just kind of, kicks back and doesn't have to work or push any buttons. He's just kind of sitting there. Let's take another phone call. 522 Talk is the number. Caller, thanks for calling the morning show with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Morning, dynamic duo. How you doing?
All right.
Hey, shouldn't we just round up most of our elderly and all the vets and maybe just ship them back across the southern border?
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be treated so much better because
they're a drain. They're a drain on us.
Illegal aliens, i.e., refugees, they'd get better health care for our disabled veterans. Our elderly would get more money per month than they get on Social Security. They'd get free debit cards, free clothing, and they'd be flown to some of our greatest cities in America free of charge.
Yeah,
why don't we do that? Because it seems to me these illegal aliens are being treated a lot better than the citizens are.
Well, yeah, you would. Like Mark Levin says, we can even let you vote. We'll just mail you. We'll just mail you ballots wherever you are.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to be. You don't have to contribute to our society, pay taxes, nothing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible to me. The most indebted state, in your country, California, announced in their budget for next year $100 million to cover illegal immigration medical. I mean, that's just. I mean, you read and see the stories of what's going on with homeless and vets in your country. I mean, there's like 10 to 15 suicides a day, right, Tom?
Yes, sir.
What's that? 10 to
we
10
make
to 15
promises
a day.
We made these promises to our veterans, and we're treating these people, many who hate our country, better than our veterans, better than our elderly. Like, shame on us.
Like 4,000 veterans a year are committing suicide in your country because they're not cared for.
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Shane.
And
you know what I heard?
72,000 people dying from overdoses. And, and these Democrats are running around and saying racism, and they're just a bunch of bigots. They're intolerant. They won't sit down and negotiate anything. They won't come up with any solutions. Oh, but we'll give away more and take more from those that are responsible for what we have. It's just like, what's going on?
You tell them, big dog.
There you go.
That's the way. Hey, I just got one last comment, guys. I heard it was rumored that, do you guys happen to know the most popular song? It was heard these illegal aliens are chanting their mantra as they come across our borders.
I have no idea.
You don't have to live like a refugee, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Well, all right.
In America, they'll treat you much better. And even the citizens of this country, that you're invading.
Oh, my gosh. But how right is that, though? How right is that? I mean, seriously. The government of Mexico gives them a pamphlet. They're getting flyers in their language from people on the way up here of what to say. Lawyers are showing up at the border because they're paid by leftist, people like Bezos of Amazon,
George Soros.
and what's his name, and George Soros, and what's his name from Facebook. I mean, it's weird. It's just weird.
Wow.
How long can a country survive, gentlemen?
Yeah.
When it treats
your president. Hey, just watch your president. Look what he's done in 2 years and fought these people all the way.
Amen.
All right, man.
It can't last long, in my opinion, when you treat people who hate your country better than those who shed their blood, died, and are patriots. We're on a very shaky ground, and something has to stop because this country's being sold out by the Dems, and they ought to be ashamed of this. Apparently, they don't have enough integrity to even be ashamed at what they're doing.
Well, you heard what Trump said last night. I was so happy. He brought it up. What Obama said to the president of Russia, and to tell Putin, this is my last election, and after my election, I'll have more flexibility. You know what his flexibility was with Putin? He let Putin go in and take over the Crimea from the Ukrainians, killing tens of thousands of people. That's what Obama did, okay? He let Putin take over the Crimea. Folks, Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got excited.
Shane's on a roll. I got to take a break.
That's all I got anyway.
All right,
guys.
man.
Have a good one.
All right, thanks for the call. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this. I think that's the refugee song that Steve was talking about earlier, but I think we have a phone caller, so let's go to the phones. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the air. What's up?
Be happy, be safe. Have a good day.
Okay.
Out for change. Bye.
All right, thank you. All right, we are out of time here, Shane. Thanks a lot. From our text line, let's see. Can you list Trump accomplishments, not bills Congress passed and he signed, but promises he kept? I'll be happy to do that. Why don't you text me when you can listen tomorrow? And I'll be happy to list them because we've had that question before, and I have the list. So I'm more than happy to do that for you. So there you are. So let's see. That's going to do it for us for right now. Right, Shane? Oops.
Man, see you tomorrow, Mayor, and have a great day, everyone. Be happy, be safe.
All right, will do. All right, thanks, Shane. All right, let's see. Maybe we got one call in here with less than 60 seconds. Caller, you on the air. You got about 30 seconds. Go for it.
Okay. I wanted to address the gentleman that was confused about the rainbow signs.
Yes.
One, he doesn't have to look up the sky and think of anything but a rainbow. And it's trendy to put these symbols in your window. And so people are just on trend, as it were. So you shouldn't worry about it. But short of that, maybe we need to do an investigation.
Okay.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
There you are. All right. Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks for listening. All right, that does it for me. I've got to get out of here, and we'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We'll have open lines, no guests tomorrow, so we'll be here all morning. So we'll see you then at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.